On the front row, let's go racing in Alabama.
Front row and right there at the front of the pack in this opening lap. And Ronnie Bremer, they call him the super sub in the Stevenson team. John Edwards, the regular driver, is supposed to share that car with Robin Liddell for the season, tore an ACL in skiing accident a couple of weeks ago. He may be out for Homestead as well.
Guess what happened? It was one of those occasions where you say, just one last run down the mountain. And it was the last run on the day, and he's a very accomplished skier. And he came unstuck as we ride aboard with Patrick Dempsey, one of two Dempsey Racing Mazda RX8s in the field.
It's a good shot of the elevation right there. Two of these guys, and he is right now. But
start, however, Richard Westbrook, the race leader, loses his 4-second lead over John Fogarty. That will evaporate, and we'll go back for some hard racing on the other side of this.
Lap runs on the tires in GT before switching tires.
Look at this GT scrap. It is phenomenal. Just Porsche. It's a new team. It's a new car. And Eric Foss and Patrick Lindsay have done a terrific job this weekend. In fact, they've put the more established Porsche team.
Because, you know, we were behind then and we had to run really hard to get the front where we burned our tires out. So he said
he's used to run a NASCAR course on the road course, so he knows how to manage tires and brakes on one of these road courses. And oh, look at this as we say that about patience. Looked for a way by there. I don't think you're going to make an outside pass there. Now he gets on the rear bumper of Boris said.
Charles Espenlaub wrestled snakes and alligators. He wasn't going to be guys as well. Check this out.
Look at this. Boris has a run on him, but he's then going to go to the outside, which is just not going to work. But got to watch that wet grass there with a lot of rain over. This has come to life here. They really struggled at Daytona for pace, but here, this racetrack, two Charlie boys are going to do well here today.
Mazda's strong, Calvin, but you know, when you were talking about the reduced fuel cells early on, really kind of hurts one of their strong suits, and that is long runs. They felt like with a lighter car, they're better at the end of a long stint, and with this smaller fuel cell, the stints aren't quite as long. Espenlaub comfortable in that car. They made a new seat for him yesterday. He's got a back problem when he injured his back when he was about 20 years old. So
the Dempsey car, one of the Dempsey order, but this has been a fierce GT scrap in the early running. Meanwhile, overall, Richard Westbrook has taken the lead out to 2. David Donahue.
Donahue looked like he had a showing, very disappointed, but he felt that he had a good race car by that on the.
That makes it really nice when you're trying to drive off these slippery corners.
Riley and Enzo in the newer car. The GT battle, though, heats up as the Daytona prototype leaders try to thread their way through here. Unscathed, not easy. Tough racetrack to pass here at Barber. Speed again, though, Dorsey.
had to have flat spotted with that much.
Is on speed tomorrow. We look forward to that. It's been a great weekend here in Alabama. Saturday race. It's a big doubleheader weekend with the IZOD IndyCar. If they could pull off their first Grand Am Rolex Sports, this would be groundbreaking for them.
They've just had so many heartbreak races. They've certainly had the pace on in terms of developing this car. They've got all of the tools in the shed this year. Two great drivers a short while ago, and Emil is just now right on his tail.
You know, saying that 88 Camaro going very, very loose, having problems putting the power down.
Well, Patrick Dempsey has come unstuck here. We understand there was contact with another car. Nice flip spin, gets it pointed back in the right direction.
All right, keep it coming.
Didn't need a stunt double for that one, did he?
Yeah.
No,
that's cool. Turn 14.
Who was it with? What happened? We'll try and unlock this one for you. Just when one Dempsey car's going great, Charles Espenlaub has got it up into the top 3 for the 41.
There he is.
Oh, it's a deep pass.
Patrick wasn't
Patrick
expecting
didn't
that
see him
move.
there.
We talk about the patience there. I think Patrick was going to cut back. I couldn't expect it. One of those racing incidents.
And you saw Rolex 24 at Daytona winner John Q for Mike Shank Racing slip on by Ricky Taylor. So Ricky had done the hard work. Patrick Dempsey, here's what happened.
Well, Patrick's tyres are getting well worn, so he can't get the car turned in. Stays out there a little bit longer than Ricky expected.
Giving me room, so I'm going to go in the inside, but up, then he comes back down. You just don't know.
That's what it looked like from John.
But 75 to 0 in a heartbeat.
Yeah, in like 3 feet.
Working through our onboards here, you saw Max Angelelli. This is Patrick Dempsey. And there will be a throng of pit stops about to occur under this caution, which appears to be impact with the grass. Looks like Joe Foster to me behind the wheel over the years that have stopped them from progressing, that's for sure. They have also seen victory lane. Emilio de Guida come together, and then Eric Foss, who was running up front of that Horton.
They have flat spotted the left front. They had to call him into pit lane. Ricky Taylor trying to get through the GT traffic. That's Patrick
Temperature, and they'll get aggressive here.
That's the lead car, but for how much longer? I don't think too long, because
they make the
doing what we need to do. Just want to say hi to Steve Sanders at
museum here in Birmingham, Alabama. All one piece. I wouldn't call it delightful for Mamo Rojas.
Oh, look at this!
The door open. Here comes Gus. Let's take you back just a few. Show you something that occurred with this car.
It's been a tough start for this team. 6th place at the Rolex 24. Now,
before lost any positions there, I think he kept going. I'm sure Memo didn't do that on.
About some really special automobiles. Barrett Jackson live. It's Barrett Jackson with this team, but perhaps that was on purpose. They had their plan. They knew.
One of the cautions, I asked Ian Willis about their strategy, and he said no longer in play, but Jeff Siegel fighting his way back towards the front, Chris.
well, Brian, we got an
is showing that it is a car to be reckoned with this year. It's the only one in the field. We may see more. Heen, Siegel, Lally, the Porsche.
Mazda's got the lightest GT car in the field, and that certainly does help. It's a pretty neutral weight bias front to rear, and it is the lightest car.
Yeah, I spoke to Jonathan Bomarito. Have you done any testing since Daytona? He said, we really don't need to. He said, this car is fully developed. We've got nowhere to go with it. We'd only be fine-tuning it to the race track on that particular test day. So he said, we've just really been through the car with a fine-tooth comb, making sure everything is perfect as we hit the sprint race season. But he said, really, this car is tapped out in terms of potential. There is a really unique engine on the drawing board, though, for next year. Wait for news on that shortly.
Brian, we saw Joe Foster get the Dempsey Racing number 40 up into the top 10. He pitted. He's dropped out of that now. Meanwhile, the sister car with Charles Putman behind the wheel has got into the top 10. So good day for Dempsey Racing.
Yeah, it's been an up and down day for Dempsey Racing, Lee. And Patrick, first of all, you had a little excitement out there with the number 10 SunTrust Daytona prototype. How did it look from your seat?
I didn't see much from my seat except spinning around there. Yeah, it's very tricky. I mean, we got to take that corner with a little bit of an angle, and I thought he gave me enough room to get through there. He was a little aggressive, which is unfortunate. We had a good race going up until that point. It just put us back a little bit too far. We didn't lose a lap, thank goodness, but it's one of the things when you're out there with the DPs, they've got to give you a little and you got to give them. It's unfortunate that that happened. They usually are very clean. I think he was trying to pick up a position, was very aggressive, and saw an opening I probably shouldn't have left open, and it cost us a little bit.
But the 41 car running good today, though. Charlie Squared, they're doing a good job in the 41.
Yeah, really happy with the 41 car. Charles did a great job in qualifying yesterday. The car is really good. And Charlie's out there doing a great job. He hasn't had a lot of time in that car, and he's getting used to it, and he's doing a great job. So, got to thank Mazda. You know, share a little sunshine. Everybody's taking care of us, so we got to thank them. So it's good. We're here. We're running around still.
Well, Charlie Espinal will get back in the 41 car and run the final stint. The 40 car, a little problem with the helmet blower for Joe Foster, so he's running a little hot right now.
And it's what this place is renowned for, the hot temperatures of Alabama. It was a tough Rolex 24 for Bob Stallings' boys. The Gaines co-ordering that lap, so it's been a very tough day after that penalty. But 8 out of the 9 years here, whoever has won this race goes on to win the Daytona Prototype Championship. Is that trend going to continue? We'll find out.
3-body equalization. The Corvettes out there and all the other cars without down.
To just half an hour of race.
Spot 2 starts to have to pit.
Oops, same corner, same driver, Ricky Taylor, but this time General Motors, Chevrolet.
Remember, after that brilliant victory at Daytona.
5 laps difference as far as how long.
Some good points on the board and go on to the next one, even if today isn't our day in terms of the victory. I think there might have been a bit more damage to the front of that car they may have not got.
It's been a long break in the schedule. We've been waiting to go racing again. The team.
Distance between he and the 59, pretty good.
How tight these guys are here for this fight for second in GT. We go back up.
Well, he's probably got.
Oh, someone's off.
Yeah, somebody off.
Can hang on. Can the reigning GT champion Lee Keen hold on for this second?
Checked out. Unless he has any kind of problem, nobody's touching that car today. Porsche drivers are on. Here comes Lally trying to get to the outside.
Yeah, Keen was up on the curb there. Lally thought he had a spot to go for it. Lally wants it, but he's got to think big picture. He is leading this championship right now. He looks to the inside on